for our first town hall meeting in person for 2023, both in person and virtually. I hope everyone's spring semester is off to a great start. So far, we're fortunate on the weather front compared to some of the rest of the state. So great to be with you. There's a lot to talk about today. So this is a traditional update. Obviously, we haven't met since before the holidays. There's a lot to talk about, celebrate, and also we want to have time to hear everyone's questions, comments, suggestions, concerns. First, let me start by just saying what a great success our College Service Day was last week. As most of you are aware, and many of you attended this, the theme this year was accessibility, improving the student learning experience. Certainly, the theme was right on target in terms of a very important area of priority and focus for us here as part of our overall diversity, equity, inclusion, and student success work. The speakers, the meetings, the conversations, I hope you agree with me. I thought they were just outstanding. And we want to thank Dr. Darrell Jones, Lisa Williams, all members of the planning committee, and all who offered presentations. These events are so great because they involve so many of us. As we always say, it takes a village, and this was a convening of our village. So it was a great day of professional development for our college community. And speaking about great events, last week or thereabouts, our Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion hosted a powerful musical tribute to the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. For those of you who weren't there, the Deneen Hall Gallery, which was the venue, was teeming with students, faculty, staff. We had school children and other community members, and vocalist Angela Burchett and keyboardist Joey Joseph DiCarlo, both award-winning performers on Broadway and beyond, offered what I thought was a rousing and inspirational performance. We want to thank Yours Pujols, Michelle Vitale, Myrta Sanchez, and all who made this beautiful program possible. And personally, I'm hoping we can do more in the way of musical events going forward. They're so inspirational, and everyone's so appreciative. I know that our African American Outreach Committee is considering offering a gospel concert, maybe during Black History Month or maybe later, but one where we would invite community members, including school, students, and teachers. So stay tuned for more information about that. Following campus-wide discussion and with the strong support of students, faculty, and staff, our academic calendar committee has proposed the inclusion of standing academic calendar holidays for Diwali and Eid in support of our Indian and Muslim community members, respectively, and these would begin in 2024. As we're all aware, these are major holidays for a large number of Hudson County Community College members, but they're not the traditional sort of baked in the cake Christian holidays that get on all the calendars, right? So their inclusion as standing holidays when offices will be closed and classes will not be in session was strongly advocated by over 1,000 students who signed a petition circulated by their peers in November. And these students, some of them are students who are working with Dr. Angela Pack in her student Pack Day group. This was a project they took on and did it really beautifully. The addition of each of these holidays will be made possible by adding one day to the fall and spring semesters, and will otherwise have, and I don't think that's adverse, will have no adverse impact, while certainly generating heartfelt appreciation and goodwill and important opportunities for students, faculty, and staff who celebrate these holidays not to have to make up missed work and not to have to be away from things that are happening. And we know as well that Jersey City Public Schools already include these holidays in their academic calendar, as do several other public school districts. If the proposal is approved, next year Eid would be celebrated on April 10th, 2024, and Diwali on November 1st, 2024. So we have to pick a day. I know that some of these holidays actually move around a little bit, but we will pick a day each year that'll be part of the academic calendar. I'm currently discussing these proposed new holidays in my monthly meetings with our collective bargaining units and the All College Council to ensure that we've considered all the implications and we will further discuss the proposal during the February meeting of the Academic and Student Affairs Committee of the Board of Trustees. And our hope is to then bring a resolution to the Board of Trustees at their full board meeting in February for approval. I want to thank Dr. Pack, who really was instrumental in bringing this discussion forward in a way that was really informed and I think helped us understand all the implications. I also want to thank Anna Krapitsky, Uris Pujols, Dr. Heather DeVries, members of the calendar committee, and others for their leadership and their due diligence. And we'll have time for questions and answers and comments. I hope. No, we will. In May, we look forward to hosting leaders of the Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities, or HACU, here at Hudson County Community College. As many of you are aware, some of you have gone to the HACU conferences. HACU is the largest Hispanic association in American higher education. During the organization's annual conference last fall, our 9 HCCC attendees had an opportunity to share many Hudson County Community College points of pride, which resulted in this meeting to discuss how we can share our best practices and support HACU leaders and member institutions throughout the nation. We're working with HACU to plan a full-day event at Hudson County Community College on Thursday, May 4th, 2023. HACU on the Road at HCCC will involve HACU President and CEO, Dr. Antonio Flores, and his colleagues. Our HCCC community, they're anxious to meet with members of our college community, including PAC Day and others. And we'll also be inviting college and university colleagues at sister institutions, public and private, in our region and even beyond. And in addition, elected officials and other community representatives will also be invited to hear about our HACU HCCC partnership, the goals and objectives of HACU, and to share best practices. And now we've been collaborating with NJCU on a number of things, which I'll speak about in a few minutes, including this. So they have now added to the HACU visit. The next day will be Cinco de Mayo, and our HACU friends will participate in that event at NJCU. I want to thank Uris Pujols and his team for their leadership in coordinating this major event with HACU, and more to come. Uris has a conflict today, except he's here. I see that he's here. Uris, do you want to participate, or are you going to have to run? Because you're next. If you
not happy to participate, Chris, okay. But I know that Natalia and Rafi have organized remarks for the program, so I would like to defer to them.
Okay, so Uris wasn't sure he could be here, but we knew that Natalia Vasquez-Bodkin and Rafi Manjikian would be here. They now, as you know, co-chair PAC Day, and I want to thank them for offering remarks. I turn it over to you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Reaver. Thank you for this platform. And I'll be highlighting some areas of the DEI office, and I'll try and keep my remarks short, sweet, and to the point. So on Tuesday, January 17th at 11:30 a.m. In the Benjamin J. Dinan and Denise C. Hall Gallery, Michelle Vitale, Mirza Sanchez, and Candace Peterson, and many others who contributed, hosted a concert commemorating Martin Luther King Jr., performed by vocalist Angela Burchett and pianist Joey Joseph DiCarlo. It was a powerful concert and a refreshing way to commemorate this special day, and I definitely agree that we should have more concerts like this. Next Wednesday, February 1st at 1:00 p.m., Christian Smalls, some people know him as Chris Smalls, will be our featured speaker, opening Black History Month with someone who is said to be a modern day hero. Chris is the Amazon Labor Union founder and president. His story is described as a Cinderella story. And if you're wondering who Chris Smalls is, I encourage you to do a quick Google search on YouTube and search and quickly search him up. Just to jot your memory, I'm pretty sure that everyone has seen him in some capacity on some media news outlet. He is real, he's raw, he's transparent, and he has come here to talk to our employees, students, and community members of Hudson County. And food will be served at the main event. Watch now, everybody's coming. And also, don't forget to register. Also, there's a bonus feature that will allow attendees to have a sneak peek at the Contemporary Peacemakers exhibit in the gallery. Michelle Vitale has curated an impactful and kinesthetically appealing exhibit that is refreshingly unique in nature, and I, for one, will be participating in the creation of can sculptures along with many others. And now I'm going to shift a bit to briefly discuss the method of administration civil rights compliance review. It's for career and technical education programs of study, and its purpose is to ensure civil rights compliance in the area of Title IX, which is gender equity, Title VI, discrimination based on race or national origin, and Section 504, which is disability and accessibility services. This has been a three-part year-long process that began last year and will conclude this spring with interviews beginning the week of March 6th. This week, I will be sending out emails to identified stakeholders to schedule these interviews. And I encourage any counselor, advisor, instructor, dean, MOA stakeholder, or students that oversee or are within CTE programs of study that would like to testify about the positive impact CTE has had. Please, I encourage you to reach out to me at nvasquezbotkin@hccc.edu. Additionally, during this phase, collecting documents, policies, and procedures college-wide, inconsistencies were identified in the area of internships and student employment. So we are in the early stages of discussing housing internships under career services and reviewing the workflow of the registration process for internship courses for the purpose of removing potential barriers and issues of non-compliance as it pertains to Section 504, Title IX, and Title VI. And Tatiana Gowana, Director of Career Services, is taking lead on this initiative with the support of Dr. So, the Dean of Student Success. Thank you, Tati. A few weeks ago, the Opportunity Meets Innovation Grant Leadership Committee submitted an amendment to the state of New Jersey to shift alignment and support to several initiatives that are in alignment with creating safe and inclusive spaces. Among these initiatives is the continued collaborative partnerships with other departments to help support educational programs and associated fees. Additionally, among these initiatives is to support the care and concern form that is the main procedure to make referrals. This will include strategic marketing in the form of a possible commercial highlighting the form and procedures, educational material for campus-wide events, and promotional materials that help to market the importance of this referral form. Moreover, the second DEI organizational retreat planning is in the beginning phases. PAC Day members will be invited to participate in this committee, and we will be opening it up to college community this upcoming summer 2023. Lastly, eCornell, which is the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion 2-month certificate program offered by Cornell University, will be concluding in 2023. February 14th, March 29th, June 7th, and September 13th will be your last opportunity to take advantage of this professional development certificate program that typically costs $3,600. There are 4 courses in a series, and each course is 2-week in length and is online and asynchronous. There is less than 80 seats left, so please contact me or Amala Ogburn if you're interested in applying. And that concludes the DEI office highlights. Professor Rafi will provide PAC Day highlights and update everyone on that. Thank you all.
Thank you, Natalia. Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing? Good, good. Hope everyone's off to a good start of the semester. It was my birthday on the first day of classes, so I'm having a great time for the first week. Thanks. So my remarks will be brief in the sense that I'm going to give updates on the subcommittees, but only one of the subcommittees have met so far. So next time we're up here, we could give more updates on the subcommittees. Subcommittee 1 is co-chaired currently only by Veronica. She's looking for another co-chair. There is some interest, so at their next meeting, they'll decide who her co-chair will be. But Subcommittee 1 is currently working on GR recommendations and how PAC Day can recommend GR recommendations to the board, just like the All College Council does, as well as food diversity. Goal 2 is the only subcommittee so far that has met in the month of January. That's co-chaired by Chris Conzen and Mirta. And at their last meeting, they talked about the exit interviews, but one of the things related to what Natalia was saying about the eCornell program, when it's all completed, we're gonna have this list, and we're looking to see if those who completed the eCornell program can be on every search committee. So every search committee moving forward would hopefully have one person who completed the eCornell training on that committee. So hopefully that can be the case. When we get all the names, then we can move further with that initiative. Subcommittee 3 is currently Tejo. She's alone currently, but she's looking for another co-chair at the next meeting. She'll be instituting more safety trainings this semester. And Subcommittee 4 is Alana and Paula Robinson. The big thing with Subcommittee 4 is working at the Social Justice Symposium with Paula Robinson from February 27th through March 3rd. And upcoming events, another one, Women in STEM. I think Dr. So is there. We're hopefully going to have it March 14th at 2 p.m. with Dr. So being the speaker. So that's it from me. Have a great semester. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Rafi. Dr. So I had I thought you weren't able to join us, but I see you have joined us, which is great. For those of you who haven't yet met her, Dr. Bernadette So is our new Dean of Student Success. She comes to us from Rutgers. Thank you, Bernadette. We love seeing you come back each day. She's been here now. How long have you been here? A week?
I think this is day 7.
Day 7. Excellent. We all look forward to working with you. And I want to thank Rafi and Natalia. And Natalia, particular thanks to you for overseeing that civil rights visit. You've done it beautifully and really prepared us, so we appreciate that. And as you all heard, our valued colleague, Dr. Paula Roberson, is currently planning the 2nd annual HCCC Teaching and Learning Symposium on Social Justice in Higher Education. And I've asked Paula to share the plans for this exciting event that's even bigger than last year's phenomenal inaugural event. So Paula, tell us what's being planned.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. It's good to be here. Greetings from the Center for Teaching, Learning, and Innovation. I'm very excited about the symposium. It's really, it's like a dream, a planned dream. So it's being carried out. So many people across the institution are a part of it, which is good. From the president all the way down to work studies, deans, faculty. So it's very exciting and growing. I want to share with you our lineup. I'm going to share our program so far. It is a draft. I just want to share with you who's going to be in attendance. Please, faculty, bring your students if there's a session that is relevant or relative to your classroom. Students can register individually. And also, before I get started with what's on the schedule, there's going to be a luncheon on the final day, Friday, March 3rd, from 12 to 1:40-ish. But you have to register to attend the sit-down luncheon, and everyone is invited. And I'm hoping that you all will fill the room. So I'm going to share my screen now. Oops, it says I cannot share content. I'm going to try again. Okay, here we go. All right. Are you able to see okay, great. So opening up, Dr. Sirhan Abdullah, Secretary of Higher Education, is going to welcome us, and along with Dr. Sirhan Abdullah, he's going to do the land acknowledgement. Dr. Peter Cronrath will address from the All College Council, and our keynote speaker will be Dr. Wayne A.I. Frederick, President of Howard University. A book discussion next will be held by Jackie Abram, a woman who worked in the finance department at her college. Her story is very interesting and worthy to be shared. She is now an international bestseller based on her experience of her story. We have the New Jersey Progressive Equitable Energy Coalition and the Atlantic Climate Justice Alliance of New Jersey on the climate change panel discussion. Next, we have Dr. Tyree Ordine from the Left Turn Village discussing everyday racism in work, healthcare, and everywhere. We have the DEI strategist with the City of Concord, North Carolina, presenting on DEI in the workplace. We have hidden voices in healthcare, the lived experiences of underrepresented and stigmatized individuals within the healthcare system, with Leslie Wright Brown, Assistant Vice President of Newark Beth Israel Medical Center in Newark. TED Talk representative next is Dr. Jessica Price. She'll be discussing moving equity into the center of child welfare. This is a great session if you have students who are interested in going into the child care industry. Camden County College will present on creating the Social Justice Associate of Arts, along with Richard Walker. We have from Teachers College, Columbia University, Dr. Warren Pismoni Levi will discuss the environment and climate change. Next, we have from Jersey City, New Jersey, Mr. Boris Franklin, lead organizer with New Jersey Together, discussing community organizing and social justice initiatives. This is based in Jersey City, but it is also a national organization. We have Union College, formerly Union County College, Dr. Levon Williams, discussing creating an environment for Black men in community college to succeed. Next, we have Dr. Gloria Bozeman from NJCU discussing Is Your Zip Code Killing You? Health Disparities and Inequities. Next, we have from Richard Stockton University, Dr. Sequetta Sweet, for our leaders, leading transformational change in DEI. Next, we have Hampton University, Dr. Walter Tillman from Hampton University, along with John K. Pierre Esquire, Chancellor of the Southern University Law Center, and former president of Spelman College, Dr. Janetta B. Cole will be presenting HBCUs as instruments of social change in America. We have the trustees' role. We have from ACCT, Trustee David Mathis and Rose Benavidez discussing governance in the community colleges and how social justice issues impact the community college and their role. We have a panel of some excellent presenters, health and healthcare systems from University Hospital, the City of New Jersey City Department of Health and Human Services, Dr. Renee Volney-Darko, Paul Bellen Boyer, who joined us last year for an excellent session, Dr. Lois V. Green, Interim Chief Strategic Integration and Health Equity Officer, and Colette M. Barrow Adams, MPA and PhD, Executive Director, Community and Population Health. That's going to be fantastic. From William Patterson, we have Dr. Lillian Luisa Milanese. She will be discussing her study, Water Vulnerabilities Through the Lens of Ethnography. We have Bethel College from Kansas. They will be discussing Slow Leadership, a new model for higher education. This is also, again, for leaders in the organization, and leaders will be able to create dialogue prompts that invite introspection, explore strategies for diffusing tension in high-stakes situations, and examine a menu of community-building solutions. I'm looking forward to that. We have Carmela E. Glover, Chief Diversity Officer of the Arthur W. Page Society, discussing that there is no blueprint for progress and discussing corporate diversity. We have our own Dr. Ara Karakashian and Professor Ilana Winslow discussing cannabis education at Hudson County Community College and creating opportunities for community. Next, we have the State of New Jersey Attorney General's Environmental Justice Review. Attorney General Matthew Platkin will be joining us. Thank you, Vice President Nick Chevroletti, for making that happen, along with many others. The President's Panel, we have 4. Dr. Mordecai Brownlee from Community College of Aurora in Colorado, Dr. Teek Lim of NJIT, Dr. Paula Pando at J. Sargent Reynolds Community College, and President Deborah Preston from Mercer County Community College. We have Save Latin America, a nonprofit for social justice based in Union City, New Jersey, with Francisco Guzman. He's the director there. And he will be sharing about his organization, what they do, and how you can be a part of it. And I believe they do have a partnership with Hudson already. Public Service Electric and Gas will be here to share what they do with the community. We will have Sarah Pena, Director of External Affairs, and Angela Ortiz, Director of Environmental Sustainability, Growth, and Sustainability. We have Dr. Sarah Ketchum-Lipson from Boston University. She's in their Allied Health Department, and she is sponsored by Christie Campus Health. We have Teresa Lewis from St. Elizabeth University. She will be presenting Integrating Existentialism and Spirituality in Underrepresented Communities to Manage the Effects of Racism. Our own Jonathan Cabrera will present Life After Incarceration with Mr. Maurice Mand. We have Finally Friday, Deputy Public Defenders in New Jersey, Attorneys Cynthia Seda-Schreiber and Daniel O'Brien, discussing your rights under criminal mental health detainment. And Madeline Dyer, Friday morning, will present the Student Reflections panel. So if you have students and you're free at time, bring them to share their thoughts, feelings, reflections on the sessions that they viewed. And finally, we have former Governor James McGreevey and Hudson County Prosecutor Esther Suarez having a discussion on the justice system in New Jersey. Afterwards, we will have our luncheon, and joining us, Assemblywoman Shavonda Sumter and Congressman, we hope, Rob Menendez. We're waiting to hear back from his office. So we hope that you can join us. There's a lot of good things for you to learn about, share in your classroom, enhance your teaching, improve student learning outcomes, get to know your community, and be a good person. So thank you, and I hope that you join us. Please call me if you have any questions or you just want to be a part of it. Thank you.
Folks, how about a round of applause? I'm not overstating this. This is nationally distinctive. Where have you seen a program with that depth and quality, and the presenters? Just, Paula, it's really, really phenomenal. And we salute you and thank you. This is going to become an annual hallmark of this institution nationally. And of course, it's my job to be chomping at the bit to get this out to the nation. And hopefully by the end of this week, we're going to have a news release with a link to that program that'll have pictures, and we are going to send it to the world and invite everybody to participate in. So I hope the college community, to the extent possible, takes advantage of this. I hope where it's relevant for your classes, our faculty will consider involving students, making it available to them. So you can obviously come and go. It's almost all virtual except the concluding event. So you can choose what sessions you want to go to and go in and out. And Paula, I'm sure I don't know if we've done this yet or not, but does everyone know how to register and how to attend? That info will be forthcoming.
Say that. You may go to the CTLI webpage. If you go to the portal, click on community, but I think I saw a link there that we're on the front page. But if you go to the Center of Teaching Learning webpage, you may register for the luncheon today.
And it's free.
And it's free.
Last year
And
we
I
had,
especially said no cookies and no brownies for dessert.
last year, I think all told, we had over 500 participants from multiple states, and this year it's going to be more. So kudos to everyone. Also, when you look at the content, you know, it's such a reflection of the work of this whole college community. So many pieces of this program are examples of work that's been done all across our college that I think is part of our village focus on DEI and student success and beyond. Okay, the Hudson County Board of Commissioners recently appointed Edward DeFazio, that's DeFazio, as a new Hudson County Community College trustee. This was at their meeting last Thursday. Judge DeFazio will succeed our dear former trustee Karen Fahrenholtz, whom we all miss so much. Judge DeFazio served as a New Jersey Superior Court judge from 2012 until 2019, as Hudson County prosecutor from 2002 to 2012, and in earlier positions in the legal and judicial professions. He holds a Bachelor of Arts degree from Fordham University, a Juris Doctorate from Seton Hall. He was named Lawyer of the Year in 2006, and will bring just wonderful experience and leadership to our board. He'll be sworn in at the February 21st meeting of the Board of Trustees. He's very much looking forward to participating on the board, and we all look forward to the knowledge and experience he will bring to our board and our college. Hopefully, as all of you are aware, just prior to the holiday break, we learned that Hudson County Community College will be recognized as an Achieving the Dream Leader College at next month's National ATD Dream Conference in Chicago. According to Achieving the Dream, I'm quoting from them, a hallmark of the Achieving the Dream experience is to recognize exemplary institutions that have identified and implemented strategies proven to be successful over time. We do this through the designation of Leader College status that indicates every person who's affiliated with the institution is committed to ensuring student success for all of its students. Selection as an ATD Leader College is highly competitive, and it follows an extensive review of data and outcomes, and only a small number of community colleges in the ATD network of some 250 to 300 community colleges are named Leader Colleges. Last week, I had a one-on-one virtual meeting with ATD President Dr. Karen Stout, who was highly complimentary of the considerable success and progress we've achieved as a college community in supporting student retention and degree completion over the last 4 years. I want to take this opportunity to thank the hundreds of HCCC family members who are leading and supporting our student success work through the DREAM team and the student success implementation teams, with, of course, a particular shout out to DREAM team chair, Dr. Heather DeVries. And I also want to do a shout out to Associate Vice President for Institutional Research and Planning, John Scanlon. Heather and John spearheaded the lengthy process of documenting our retention and student success progress in our successful ATD Leader College application. How many pages was it, John? Like 5,000. I mean, it's really nitty-gritty stuff. They did the application, which took, I think, months. They've been heavily involved in leading and supporting all of our student success work. And I'll tell you, Dr. Stout said to me, and she reads all of this. She's really engaged, and she was talking about the fact that over the past 5 years, our 3-year iPads completion rate, which is not really indicative of, doesn't really capture much of what community colleges do, but it is the national reporting mechanism to the feds. It's the proportion of first-time, full-time students who have completed an associate degree in 3 years. Every community college has to report this annually. As an urban community college with students navigating so many barriers, our rate was quite low. 5 years ago, it was about 12%. And we believe this year it will be 21%. And Karen said that's truly remarkable. And she wants to make the Community College Research Center at Columbia aware of this. And she wants them to engage with us on how we achieve that outcome. Now, there are many more outcomes, but that one she pinpointed in our conversation. So congratulations and thanks Heather, John, and everyone on this notable accomplishment. And thank you. So I look forward to participating with a team of 24 Hudson County Community College students, faculty, and staff at the DREAM Conference in Chicago next month. 24. That's really phenomenal. Veronica Zeitner's going, oh my God. But, you know, this conference is really a great way to both contribute knowledge and gain knowledge. And it is, the return on the investment is phenomenal. And so we look forward to our experience together at that conference. Dr. Gretchen Schultes, John Argola, Hudson Scholars Counselor Mackenzie Johnson, student Natalie Jimenez, and I will present a 1-hour workshop about our Hudson Scholars Program. And I've also now been invited to participate on a DREAM Conference plenary panel that will discuss advancing equity and opportunity and outcomes, centering the cultural assets of racially minoritized students. And then further, we're delighted to have been accepted into the Achieving the Dream and University of Southern California Race and Equity Center's Racial Equity and Leadership Academy, or RELA, R-E-L-A. RELA is a 2-year externally funded project involving selected colleges across the United States that will collaborate and participate in meetings, projects, and campus coaching visits. There will be coaches through this effort, not our Achieving the Dream coaches, that will be coming and visiting us. And this will all lead to then a national presentation in February of 2024. Through this project, HCCC will further advance the principles of diversity, equity, and inclusion by identifying, designing, and implementing a racial equity change effort specific to Hudson County Community College. And in a note informing us of our selection to participate, ATD President and CEO Dr. Karen Stout wrote, quote, "I'm excited to have Hudson County Community College as a participant in the Academy. Your institution's commitment to advancing racial equity efforts was clearly articulated in the application, and your identified racial equity change effort will help develop a new vision for the campus's racial equity work." Who did that application, if I may ask? That was another doozy. That was Heather. Our RELA team, they really kind of define who should be on the team. It will include Dr. G.N. Baptiste, who's provided leadership for the development of our new Black Faculty Caucus, and Vice Presidents Daryl Jones, Uris Pujols, Anna Krapitsky, and yours truly. So we want to thank Uris and Dr. Heather DeVries. It was Uris and Heather who wrote our successful application to participate in RELA. So some of us are going to be in Chicago for a week with these multiple things. Were you going to say something, Daryl? No. Okay. Yeah. So next, it's my pleasure to invite Dream Team Chair Dr. Heather DeVries to offer an update on the continuing comprehensive work of the ATD Dream Team and implementation teams. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. As Chris described, so much is going on with the Dream Team and our student success work, and so much to be excited about. I will provide just a brief update on work beyond what was already mentioned. We did not meet in January, and the Dream Team has been very busy prepping for the Dream Conference next month, attending the Dream Conference. But we have still continued to engage our Achieving the Dream coaches, Dr. Mary Fifield and Dr. Renee Garcia. They were on campus for their first general visit of this year, the first of 2 back in October, early November. And if you recall, we held a professional development event, a celebration event that morning. And one outcome of that was groups, group by functional area, developing certain goals moving forward around student success. So I took notes on those goals, and at its February meeting, the Dream Team will start reviewing those and thinking about how best to return to some of those goals and think about updates and really implementing and operationalizing those goals. So more to come there. We do expect to revisit those goals in some kind of formal way, an event way, when Mary and Renee return for their second general visit of this academic year in April, I believe April 20th and 21st. Otherwise, Mary and Renee are with us for 2 additional visits this year, focused on pre-nursing and nursing. They did the first half of their first visit right after the Thanksgiving holiday, late November, early December, during which they met with representatives from admissions and enrollment, testing, advisement, continuing education, workforce development, the Office of DEI, and institutional research, and really reviewed some process maps and mapped out the process for students who identify as pre-nursing majors, and then apply for application to the nursing program. They will hold the second half of that first visit next week. They are with us Tuesday and Wednesday, in which they'll meet with members of the School of Nursing and Health Sciences. So we look forward to hosting them again and continuing our intensive work in this area. And then they'll conduct their second visit in nursing again as part of their April visit as well. We look forward to seeing Mary and Renee at Dream in February, in a few weeks as well. So some more updates to come from there. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Heather. Your leadership of these college-wide student success initiatives is truly inspiring and appreciated by all members of the HCCC family. As most of you are aware, we've confirmed the date for our May 2023 commencement that will again be held at Red Bull Arena in Harrison. So please mark your calendars and plan to celebrate our graduates and their families on Wednesday, May 17th, beginning at 11 a.m. The rain date is Thursday, May 18th. I thank Dr. Lisa Doherty, Dr. Nicholas Chevrolati, and all members of our commencement planning committee for their leadership and support. The committee's begun regular meetings that will be held throughout the spring semester, and we thank all who are involved in it. It really is quite a group, quite a large group. Last week, we learned that the New Jersey Office of the Secretary of Higher Education has awarded Hudson County Community College a $75,000 hunger-free campus grant to support our food pantry and Hudson Helps Resource Center. Kudos and many thanks to Dr. David Clark and Catherine Morales for writing the grant proposal. The awarded funding will, of course, be most helpful in supporting our students and community through our growing food pantries and beyond. And I've asked David and Catherine if they would offer brief remarks about the work of Hudson Helps and the HCCC care team.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Reber. It is still morning, right? Okay. So on December 2nd, Dr. David Clark and I submitted a new proposal for the Hunger-Free Campus Grant. On January 17th, we received an email from the Office of Secretary and Higher Education informing us that Hudson County Community College and Hudson Helps Research Center was offered the grant and awarded the $75,000. The funding's purpose is to address student hunger, leverage sustainable solutions to address basic needs on campus, and continue building strategic partnerships at the local, state, and national levels to address food insecurity among our students. As of January 10th, we are also an official partner with Swipe Out Hunger. So thanks to this funding, the Hudson Helps Resource Center will be moving forward in developing a meal plan card systems for students to utilize at the campus's cafe at no cost to them. Funding will also help with the purchasing of more emergency food vouchers. So if we're not aware, for staff, faculty, and students, for them to know that if they visit our food pantry and if they have certain dietary restrictions or need something that is not in the pantry, we can also offer ShopRite gift cards to them. They would just let the food pantry managers know, and then it is available at the Resource Center. We are also in the process of partnering with the Community Food Bank of New Jersey, which will assist with funding and buying more goods for the pantry in bulk. We'll utilize the funding to continue purchasing containers for the culinary department as well, who provides the meals to our food pantry. And we are looking to buy a software called Pantry Soft, which will better serve our students here on campus for both North Hudson and Journal Square. So we look forward to continuing to serve our students and address food insecurity and other basic needs among them. And I'm going to pass it to Dr. Clark for other remarks and thank yous.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Catherine. And I just have the pleasure just to do a couple of thank yous. So first and foremost to Catherine and the staff and volunteers at the Hudson Helps Resource Center, who does the day in and day out work of seeing these people who are having so many myriad of issues that we just simply, we don't know. So kudos to your team for being the frontline workers and helping them to achieve their student success and their personal goals. To Dr. Reber and Lisa, who without them, this would not even be possible. I can remember back in March of 2019 when the first food pantry opened, and we thought we had done this amazing thing, and Dr. Reber said, but there is more. So he charged us with the creation of Hudson Helps, which then became Hudson Helps Resource Center. So a few more people to thank, is Nicole, Nadia, Sean Couric and John Scanlon, who was very instrumental in helping us with the technical parts of the grant, as well as Lori and Anita, who, if you don't know, because of them, we have the single stops benefit screener. So that is a very expensive screener, and without the innovation grant, we would not be able to have that. So I want to shout them out. Dr. K and his staff and students who have prepared now well over 13,000 meals. Hand clap for that. So our partners, and most people probably know this or probably don't know this, but both Catherine's staff and the mental health counseling and wellness staff are in the same suite. So they do a lot of collaboration and coordination of efforts to make sure that that student, when they walk in, are served as a whole student and not just part of a student. So special shout out to them, and a plug for them. They are currently working on a grant as well through the state that we hope to have some great news about. So to Doreen and her staff. And lastly, our community partners who we continue to rely on and have been great partners to the college, and we continue to bring in more and more. And lastly, I just encourage all of you to donate to our pantries, donate to the Career Closet, and of course, donate funding. No donation is too small or too large. So thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Clark and Catherine. And again, it takes a village, and this work just keeps becoming deeper and wider and impacting more and more members of our family. In November, founder and president of Generation Hope, Nicole Lynn Lewis, visited Hudson County Community College with the organization's chief operating officer to discuss a potential future partnership. Generation Hope is a national nonprofit organization that leads, advocates, and supports the needs of student parents in post-secondary education. You might recall that Nicole Lynn Lewis spoke at HCCC virtually at the time of our adoption of a new policy and procedures related to the needs of student parents. HCCC was one of 2 finalists for a Generation Hope office expansion that would place Generation Hope counselors and coaches who work with student parents here on campus, fully funded by Generation Hope donors. Although we were not the finalist selected for this expansion, which will instead take place in New Orleans, where they really were farther along than us in being ready for this. We are clearly on the short list for a future partnership and location of fully funded Generation Hope staff and support services for HCCC student parents, perhaps in our future tower. Generation Hope President Nicole Lynn Lewis has invited me to speak at a national convening in Dallas, Texas next week that's focused on institutional policies benefiting student parents. She was really quite impressed with the work we did as a college community in reforming our policies and procedures in this area, and has asked me to join a panel to discuss that kind of change and best practice. And so I'm looking forward to participating on that panel. And also, President Lewis has invited Hudson County Community College to participate in an externally funded national cohort of colleges that are dedicated to continuous improvement in their work to support student parents. And she's further offered to help us apply for federal grant funding to serve the needs of student parents, faculty and staff parents, including the possible offering of future on-campus childcare services. I've asked Dr. Lisa Doherty and Dr. David Clark to lead our work on these initiatives in partnership with Generation Hope. Our work to develop and offer educational opportunities for individuals who are incarcerated, those previously incarcerated who are now re-entering society in the workforce, and those who are justice involved continues to grow and gain momentum. Recently, we were proud to announce with Governor Jim McGreevey here on campus and others a new credential to serve court-involved citizens. As most of us know, Lori Margolin and Heather DeVries co-chair our incarcerated and re-entry training task force, and I've asked them to please share an update of this important work. And Heather, we're really working you today.
Thank you, Dr. Rebo. We have lots of exciting news to share about the program. So Heather and I will give you a brief update. I'll speak about the Academic and Workforce Pathway Program for individuals who are incarcerated, and Heather will provide an update on our work with NJRC for court-involved individuals. So I'd like to start with sharing a ceremony that we had actually at the Hudson County Correctional Center in late December, just recognizing the efforts of those students who were enrolled in the fall semester. And for completing that semester, they actually did really well. Average GPA was 3.8 for all of our students, so they're doing well. Ceremony included remarks by Dr. Reber and County Executive DeGise, so it was really a very inspirational time. Now moving on to the spring semester, we have a total of 47 students enrolled, which is the highest yet in the program, which is great news. And we also expect 2 of our students to be at commencement in May. So that's really great news. We are planning a meet and greet with continuing ed and workforce development and academic affairs to share information and continue the process of improving this program. That'll happen in early February. And of course, I need to thank everybody who makes this program possible. CEWD staff, our student success coaches, our faculty, the deans, our Hudson County partners, as well as corrections staff. It wouldn't happen without everybody being on board and all moving in the same direction. So thank you to everybody.
Thank you, Lori. And I echo those expressions of gratitude and would add also our thanks to our partners at New Jersey Reentry Corporation, who continue to work with us on a weekly basis to make sure everything is on track and going smoothly. Our work with court-involved individuals through NJRC, we've had an exciting week. We have launched our second cohort of students in the Culinary Arts Hot Food Proficiency Certificate. They're on day 3. I met them this morning and brought them up to class, and they are really enjoying the instruction. They're learning a lot and are eager to continue, and they should be able to complete that certificate this spring semester. So with the end of the spring semester, so that's really exciting. Then on Monday, we also launched our first cohort of phlebotomy students, the phlebotomy training program through continuing education and workforce development, which is distinctive and the first of its kind in the state of New Jersey. So we're looking forward as well to watching them progress in their studies. And then we continue to offer the computer basics course on an ongoing basis at NJRC. And we are getting ready to launch our second cohort of welding students. And our welding course with NJRC is funded through our Metallica Scholars Grant through the All Within My Hands Foundation. So a lot going on, and we look forward to continuing to provide updates. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Heather and Lori. And I might add the incarcerated training to date has been fully funded by the County of Hudson. Lori, $300,000 per year. We, of course, are interested in growing these efforts and serving more people in programs that can lead efficiently into good jobs that lead then to future opportunities, family sustaining wages. One of the things that I've asked some of our colleagues across the college to consider is the development of short-term credit credentials, but very short-term, because really it's important to do something to get the reentry citizens out and in employment sooner rather than later, and then they can continue to go on. But we want short-term credentials because that means they're eligible for second chance Pell funding, which can fully fund their education, not requiring us to rely on grants and providing seamless growth opportunities. So I look forward to that work, which I know is in discussion right now. During the week of February 5th, a team of students, staff, and trustees will attend the HCCC National Legislative Summit in Washington, D.C. Joining me at NLS will be trustees Bakari Lee and Pamela Gardner, Dr. Nicholas Chevrolotti, alumni Warren Rigby and Taylor Keisha, alumni representative to the Board of Trustees Daniel Menendez, SGA President Sally Elwer, and Student Senator Brian Rivera. And immediately following the National Legislative Summit, I'll attend the winter meeting of the Business Higher Education Forum, also in Washington, with Aleutian President and CEO Laura Ibsen. BHEF is an organization of corporate CEOs and college and university presidents dedicated to improving pathways between higher education and the workforce. Okay, our exciting new cafe planned for the North Hudson campus is now fully under construction. I haven't seen it yet, but I hear it's fully under construction, and it's expected to be ready to open next fall, if not sooner, in addition to other exciting developments at North Hudson. Joe Caniglia, will you please discuss developments at the North Hudson campus, and also please share with us upcoming plans for students to participate in the Harvard Model United Nations that you so generously and effectively advise. Joe.
Thank you, Chris. So before I begin, I'd like to welcome Larry Anderson. Larry Anderson was a part-time employee in the food pantry, and he recently was awarded and given the full-time recruiter for the North Hudson vicinity. So we want to welcome Larry Anderson to the North Hudson family. As Chris was saying, the cafe at the North Hudson campus the construction is underway. It began over the holiday break, and we look forward to the completion of this cafeteria and look forward to a ribbon cutting ceremony once the project is completed. I want to give a special thanks to the faculty, to the staff, and to all the employees and students at the North Hudson campus for being so kind and understanding during this construction period. They've been wonderful, and thank you. Also, in our enrollment center, we have a new self-service counter to help with registering students. The counter has been completed last week, and now we are awaiting the installation of the 6 computers to help with onboarding students and registration. So that's going to help our process and make it an easier process for our students. So we're excited about that. Before I continue, I always like to do this because they work so hard. I like to give thanks to my team, Amala Ogburn, Jason Figueroa, Diana Galvez, and all the full and part-time employees and faculty at the North Hudson campus. We work together as a team, and we're providing a quality education for our students. So I want to say thank you to all of them. I'm working with Michelle Vitale to expand the new art gallery at the North Hudson campus. The new art gallery expansion will feature a new exhibit in March. We're expanding it to the area where the IT office is in N309. So look forward to that. Also, I've been working with Andrea Siegel. And what we have been doing, we began a project at the North Hudson campus. We have approximately 28 bulletin boards at that campus. So my team and I have been discussing with Andrea, what else can we do? Bulletin boards were part of the educational arena. You know, they served their purpose back in the day, but now with new advances of technology, we need them less. We have new digital signage screens on our 4th and 5th floor. So what we did a few weeks ago, we removed all of the bulletin boards except for 2 on the 4th and 2 on the 5th floor and on the 7th floor. And we're going to create and expand our artwork on these floors. What I would love to see in the future, my vision is to have a mini art museum at the North Hudson campus to facilitate our academic programs. So maybe faculty in the future can incorporate in their curriculums some assignments that can utilize the artwork that we have at the North Hudson campus. So we're real excited about that. Okay, Project Search. Project Search interns at North Hudson campus have been doing an amazing job. They are progressing. They're very acclimated to our campus, and they will be finishing their program at the end of May. Before I go any further, I want to give a special thanks to Lori Margolin. Thank you for introducing me to Project Search. It has been a wonderful experience for myself as well to see these interns grow and prosper. And hopefully, we can't guarantee it yet, but maybe we can hire a few of them part-time at our campus. We're looking forward to that. We're going to be hosting a graduation ceremony on June 29th from 10 to 1 at the North Hudson campus for the graduation of these 5 gentlemen that are in the Project Search program. More information to come on that as we get closer. Finally, this year, when I took over the position as executive director for the North Hudson campus, I didn't want to give up being an advisor for the Model United Nations Club, because Model United Nations Club is has been an amazing experience for me to watch students develop in a different manner than being with them inside the classroom. So this year, from February 16th through the 19th, I will be accompanying 8 HCCC students and attending the Harvard Model United Nations Conference in Boston. For those of you that don't know, for nearly 7 decades, the Harvard Model United Nations has been an annual forum for hundreds of college students from 40 countries. Every year, delegates from around the world come to Boston to discuss pressing international issues, and college students defend their positions to these issues with passion. They learn how to negotiate with other people and collaborate with students from across the globe. Students work together on policy proposals and detailed programs in order to solve important global problems. All students at the conference are able to build friendships and make connections with people from diverse backgrounds. Congratulations to the following students that will be attending the Model United Nations Conference at Harvard with me this February. Ahelia Muna, Montaha Osman, Avelina Gray, Kadar Harmon, Vincent Steiner, Tiana Malcolm, Cardi Deriston, and Anna Cantillo Pagan. A special thanks to Dr. Reber, Dr. Jones, Dr. Doherty, Dr. David Clark, Veronica Gerisimo, and Angela Tuzzo for your support in helping us attend this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Joe. What country will our students represent this time?
Egypt and
Egypt and Croatia. Excellent. We have not met since the 25th anniversary holiday gala held just before the holiday break in December, and the event was nothing short of spectacular. This year's theme appropriately was investing in student success. The food and cuisine served by chef instructors and students throughout the Culinary Conference Center was fabulous and breathtaking. We also enjoyed a beautiful display of artwork from our foundation art collection, and we presented the HCCC Foundation's 2022 Community Service Award to Laura Ibsen, President and CEO of Illusion. President Ibsen and several Illusion executives attended the gala, and Laura spoke beautifully and passionately about the excellence of the college and its programs. And in her remarks, Ms. Ibsen stated that, quote, HCCC is one of the best examples of a community college that's transformational and a role model for so many others. Gala revenue this year exceeded $300,000, most of which will be used for direct scholarship and related funding next year in support of our students and mission, as we always do. But for the first time ever, we also announced nearly $400,000 in gifts and pledges to newly endowed funds, including quite a few gifts at the 5-figure level. We announced the new Hudson Scholars Program endowment and several major gifts to launch this endowment that will be a priority for years to come. The Hudson Scholars Program continues to yield significant retention, graduation, and student success outcomes. We've begun the planning to eventually scale the program to all HCCC students in the future, a reform of how we get our students to the finish line with transformational, life-changing outcomes. And Hudson Scholars was recently named a top 10 best practice program in the nation that will compete for the coveted Community College Bellwether Award next month in San Antonio, Texas, along with 2 other HCCC programs. So there are 3 categories. The top 10 programs in the nation are selected by a team of judges, 10 for each category, and we're in all 3 categories. Our presentation teams for the Hudson Scholars Program, and our presentation that is entitled Building an Inclusive and Engaged Workforce, will present overviews of their upcoming presentations in Dallas at today's All College Council meeting. So we hope some of you can attend that. We thank all of our donors, our foundation officers, and our board members, Vice President Nicole Johnson and our staff, Dean Eric Karakashian, our chef instructors and students, Foundation Art Curator, Dr. Andrea Siegel, our Hudson Scholars leaders, Dr. Gretchen Schultes and John Ergola and their teams, and so many others for all of these sort of related accomplishments. Recently, we learned that Hudson County Community College will receive a $2.2 million federal earmark grant that will fund technology enhancements in our tower facility and add to the financial stack for this project. We thank former Congressman Albio Series for sponsoring this grant award with the support of Senators Bob Menendez and Cory Booker. And we further thank Vice President Nicholas Chevroletti and Associate Vice President Laurie Margolin for coordinating this grant request. Our exciting academic tower project continues to gain momentum. As many of you are aware, we're relocating all faculty and staff and all classes formerly located in 119 Newkirk into other interim spaces on campus. And when I say interim, I mean for the next 3 years while the tower is under construction. And our goal is to tear down the 119 Newkirk building and create a paved parking lot on that land that we own, hopefully to coincide to the fullest extent possible with the anticipated start of construction of the tower project later this spring. So as we all know, that tower is going to be located on the site of our parking lot that we currently use. And we're hoping we can then open this parking lot across the street to help compensate for those lost spaces. Parking remains a challenge, a growing challenge, as you will hear in a moment. And I want to emphasize plans for creating this new parking lot aren't yet solidified, but we're making major progress and are committed to determining the efficacy of this project in earnest. And again, we thank Dr. Nicholas Chevroletti, who continues to lead and support the tower project in collaboration with our Board of Trustees Capital Projects Advisory Committee. And I've asked Nicholas to update all of us on the project and the related parking issues. Nicholas.
Thank you, Chris. So as Chris has mentioned, the tower project remains on schedule. We've already begun the approval and permitting process with the City of Jersey City. Because we're a county entity, that is more perfunctory. We need to submit the documents, but it's not a formal planning and zoning board process. Is what we call a Section 31 process. But that's underway, and we're hoping to have those permits issued in April. At the same time, we're out to bid on the tower construction. Those bids will be due on March 16th. They'll be reviewed, and hopefully the board will be able to take an action and pick a bidder, a construction partner, at the April board meeting. So construction will then begin soon thereafter in the April, May timeframe. That's one of those, when we actually break ground is one of those very specific dates that's determined after we pick a development partner and understand supply chain issues, etc. This then leads to the conversation around parking, which is obviously always a hot topic on campus as well as at the North Hudson campus. Just real quickly on North Hudson, because I know there's been several conversations about parking in that area. We're still waiting for the formal date. West New York will be opening up its parking deck. It took one of its parking lots offline in order to build this parking deck. They're hoping to have it open this spring, and I expect that it'll be completed sometime in February, March as an outside date. We've been working with the parking authority. Jeff Roberson's really been taking the lead, along with Cesar Morales, to make sure that we secure our 75 parking spots within that parking deck. In addition, we've also engaged with PC Richards to understand what their plans are for their parking lot, which we're currently using for up to 35, 40 vehicles. So that's the situation in North Hudson. The Harrison, we still have capacity at the Harrison lot. Really, it's a park and ride, park and take the path in. So we continue to encourage people to do that. Journal Square is, I think, what's probably going to generate the most interest and questions at this point. And I'm, as I've always said, I'm always open to any other ideas. What we have learned in recent weeks is that the Lowe's Theater project, is moving full steam ahead. They are not being dissuaded by the market or interest rates. The developer expects to take the Lowe's parking lot offline sometime between March and May of this year. They don't have a definitive date as of Monday of this week. And we're just trying to track them and understand how that would, with the timing of that and how that relates to our taking the Jonesino's lot offline. And then what capacity we need to try to find to continue to service the community. As Chris mentioned, what started out as a crazy idea is moving full steam ahead as reality. And thank you to Ilya and to Allison Wakefield and the faculty and everyone involved with the 119 Newkirk project. That building will be completely vacated by mid-February. By the end of this week, early part of next week, we will have a schedule for the demolition and blacktopping of that building. We have also already been in contact with a parking operator to begin pricing out stackers. Many of you who hang out or drive into the city may recognize that you can stack, 2 cars, 3 cars. They now have 4-car stackers. And so we're doing a complete evaluation to see how many spots we could fit at 119 Newkirk, and continue to talk to other parking lot operators in the area about reasonable prices. I would just conclude by saying that everything is still on the table. All ideas are welcomed. We want to continue, and I think we need to do a better job probably encouraging our Jersey City resident students, as well as staff and faculty, to consider using VIA. We're evaluating public transportation and how we can encourage that. Ride sharing, like I said, everything's on the table. I open up to any questions or comments.
Nicholas, let's hold just a moment. We're almost finished, and then we'll open it to questions on any topics. I want to thank you for your due diligence. This is a challenge, but we're really doing everything we can to find new options. I do believe, and it's outside of our control, we should all be thinking about a future where there are fewer parking spots than there are even now. And there are alternative ways for us to get to and from campus for those of us that can take advantage of those. We may not be pressed to do that right now, but you may be wanting to think about those options in the future. The Harrison parking garage for people that live in the West County is really, I'm guessing, going to be a great option. Right now, I think we have 22 passes out that have been distributed through public safety, and I think we have 50 spots there. And but if you're living in the West County and you can drive to that parking garage as quickly or more quickly than you can drive to this campus, it's a no-brainer. You park there free, you walk right to the PATH train, you get here in one stop, 9 minutes, $2.75, I think. I think when push comes to shove, some of us will be able to take advantage of that opportunity. But we'll open this in just a moment. I just want to conclude by saying we wanted to do just a couple of other quick things. We were honored to have been invited to host the 2023 Northeast and Mid-Atlantic Placemaking Leadership Summit next May 9th through 11th. Since 2014, annual creative placemaking leadership summits held throughout the Northeastern and Mid-Atlantic states have served more than 3,600 people. Many participants in these summits are leaders in the worlds of arts, community economic development, cultural heritage, land use, philanthropy, and placemaking. These summits help incubate new and better partnerships, projects, programs, and policies. The summit we'll hold here is expected to attract more than 400 people, and we're going to make it available to faculty and staff and students who are interested. Most of the attendees from outside of the college will be executives, directors, and key decision makers in their organizations. Jersey City and specifically HCCC were chosen to host this year's summit as a result of the strong arts and cultural programs we host here, including our HCCC Foundation Art Collection and the pending Pompidou Museum. This event, as I said, will be open to students, faculty, staff, and trustees. It should bring great visibility to our programs and initiatives in DEI, the arts, cultural programs, workforce development, and beyond. And most of it will be held downstairs in our banquet room. We do plan a reception on the 6th floor of the Gaber Library veranda and Danina Hall Gallery, where at that time, student artwork will be on display. This is an evolving project that's involving a lot of people here. We thank yours Pujols, Natalia Vasquez-Bodkin, Michelle Vitale, Andrea Siegel, Professors Joseph Gallo, Laurie Riccadonna, Jeremiah Typin, Heather DeVries, Anna Krapitsky, Nicole Johnson, Jen Christopher, Nicholas Chevalati, Alexa Rihanna, Lori Margolin, and many others who are going to be involved in the planning and hosting of this exceptional event in May. And I want to finally just share that we've all been concerned about and affected by the challenges that our sister university, New Jersey City University, has been experiencing. I want you to know we're working closely with Interim President Andy Acebo and colleagues across NJCU to explore partnerships and opportunities for our institutions to work together and for HCCC to support NJCU and the pathways for students between our institutions. As you might recall, we and NJCU have had teams that have been working together over the past 2 years through the American Association of State Colleges and Universities and the Aspen Institute's National Transfer Intensive. Together, our colleagues have developed a best practice approach and goals to expand and improve the opportunities for transfer and our students' experiences at both of our institutions. And leading our work on this project has been Dr. Lisa Doherty, along with a talented team of our colleagues. I've asked Lisa to offer brief remarks about the work. This project is just coming to a conclusion like tonight, and then we're going to be announcing the outcomes. Lisa, could you give us a brief update, and then we will open the meeting.
Sure thing. Good morning, everyone. We are in the final editing stages of our plan. So as Chris said, we've been working on this for quite some time with a team from NJCU. And of course, it's been challenging due to the financial emergency there and some of the staffing challenges and just overall, trying to get this team together. But we have worked through it, and I'm happy to say they are as committed to it as we are. And basically, the bottom line is for years, more of our students transferred to NJCU than any other four-year, and more students transfer to NJCU from HCCC than from any other community college. And this is while we've been doing sort of the minimum, right? We have some agreements, we refer students to NJCU, they have a rep here, all of that. But now we're really taking this to the next level. And our task was to come up with a transformational transfer model that we will implement together. And so we have worked together to come up with a model that is inspired by the advanced program, which is between Northern Virginia Community College and George Mason University. We are branding our program the Connect program, the HCCC NJCU Connect program. And we've built a framework around 4 C's. We then assigned owners to each of these C's from each of the institutions. And I can almost guarantee many of you will be called upon to contribute to one or more of the 4 C's. So the 4 C's are of the Connect program, our communication, and this is between our institutions, it's to students, it's to the community, really marketing this program and making sure our lines of communication stay open. Connection, so finding ways to create a seamless student experience. So from the time a student submits their application to HCCC to the time they walk across the stage at NJCU, they identify with this Connect program. It's branded, it builds a sense of community, and students feel they're part of both campuses at the same time. The third is community. So making sure that we involve stakeholders in the Hudson County community, from political leaders, boards of education, chambers of commerce, all of our community partners, to not only help us market the program, but help to support students in these programs. And honestly, the long-term goal is really we're contributing to a more educated and productive workforce, to the social and economic mobility of these students. So it really is a community program. And then finally, completion, making sure that students really from the very, very beginning have a plan. They know what program they're in. They know what classes they need to take. They transfer with 60 credits only. They go to NJCU and graduate with 120 credits only, and that we really market the CCOG program and the Garden State Guarantee. Students can really attend both of our institutions in many cases for free if they have, the right income. And then, also coming up with ways we can share resources like their housing, like their health center, like their childcare center. And then they have an interest in some of our resources like our library, like partnering with our Hudson Helps Resource Center, and then of course, leveraging some of the best practices that we know work through the EOF and OSP programs and Hudson Scholars. So more to come on this. We are meeting today with our Aspen Askew partners. Our draft is due this evening, and then it's time to implement. So we look forward to inviting a lot of you to participate in the execution of the plan. And thank you to the entire Hudson team who helped work on this, and of course, NJCU. It was a real team effort. So any questions, you can direct them to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lisa, and all involved. And thank you for your patience. This was a lot of information, but we now do an open meeting to questions, comments, and topics of celebration. For those here in the Scott room, please use the microphone so that our other colleagues can hear. And of course, for those of you participating virtually, please raise your hand if you'd like to speak. The floor is now open. Looks like Veronica Gerasimo has raised her hand.
Hi, I don't have anything about parking. Sorry, Nicholas. But I did want to, I have lots about parking, but not right now. I did want to share out some report outs from the Office of Student Life and Leadership. I'll try to keep it brief. So of course, we're kicking off another exciting semester. Spring semester is one of our favorites. It goes very fast and there's a lot. And at the end of it, we have a fantastic commencement ceremony. But we're inviting everyone to join. The SGA is holding 2 mixers and club fairs to kick off the semester. Tuesday the 7th at Journal Square and Wednesday the 8th at North Hudson, 3:30 to 5. We're looking this to be an opportunity for faculty, staff, students to all get to know each other, have some fun. There'll be games, trivia, food, our club fair. So if you have students who are looking to get involved, invite them to join us there. Additionally, we will be kicking off our first ever HCCC Spirit Week. So Student Life and Leadership is working together along with SGA to kick off our Spirit Week, which will kick off that week as well on February 6th. We'll be kicking off with Major Monday, where we'll be encouraging students to celebrate their majors, dress up as their majors. We'll be giving out buttons of different majors, pennants to celebrate the new schools. We're encouraging the different divisions and faculty to get involved as well and kind of looking at what that looks like. Tuesday, we have Teal Tuesday, so we'll be giving out participation points, encouraging everybody to wear teal, giving out totes and t-shirts. Win It Wednesday, if you know about our Win It Wednesday, this is a virtual raffle we hold every other week, entering for all students to win something. So we're going to be doing it virtually and in person, giving out prizes throughout the week. We have Throwback Thursday, so celebrating your favorite throwback era, dress up, have fun, play some music. And then lastly, Cozy Friday, because it's Friday, so let's be cozy. So we'll be raffling off some HCCC sweatshirt and sweatpants sets. So we do look forward to everybody getting involved. We'll be getting that promotion out. We'll be having participation prizes or tasks for students, giving them points for participating throughout the week and allowing them to enter raffle for bigger prizes. And we look forward to continuing to expand that out as we have it every year. So Spirit Week. We have Pizza with the President scheduled for early March. I know February is very busy for you, Dr. Reber. So look out for our Pizza with the President, bringing that back. And then, of course, for the semester, as always, Student Life and Leadership is busy. We'll be having events around Black History Month, Women's History Month, Pride, Arab Heritage Month, and then Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Shout out to Angela Tizzo for bringing It's On Us programming on campus. Sally Elweir in our office is attending master classes along with Paulina Sonza and doing a lot of programming throughout the semester for the It's On Us. It's on us stop sexual assault and harassment, and then continuing with our leadership development. So leadership development programming, our chapter of the National Society of Leadership and Success had an extremely successful semester, hitting all 10 pillars, which only 20% of the chapters nationwide hit, and we've hit it all 10 pillars for the last 5 or 6 years. I'm really excited about that. And then continuing on for our diversity, equity, inclusion student passport program, which had amazing stats, completion stats for last semester, 60 to 80% depending on the modality. Last couple of things, Jave Hall, who served as our North Hudson campus programming coordinator, has left and moved on to another opportunity, so we will be posting that position. A thank you to Jave. She worked with us for the past 3.5 years or so and helped us to build out our North Hudson offerings, bring things to the next level, and we are excited to bring somebody equally amazing onto the team. Jersey City Marathon, I was chatting with Steve Lipsky, who's on our foundation. He's participating in helping to run the Jersey City Half Marathon and Marathon, which is happening in April. So we talked about getting together some runners. So if you are a half marathon or marathon runner, we can have the HCCC team, making sure we have volunteers. We even talked about like an HCCC tent that we can all celebrate after the run, but more information to share out about that. And then one last thing I wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of to pass on to students, the New Jersey Transit discount. So that is students receive a 25% discount on the monthly unlimited pass. In the past, it used to be just for full-time students, and they expanded out this semester to part-time students. So if you are a student, we put some information on our Instagram, but if you search NJ Transit discount on the website, you'll be brought to a link. You'll log into your NJ Transit account from there, and you receive 25% off your monthly pass. And they also are promoting a buy 3 get 1 free. So if you get your monthly pass for February, March, and April, they'll give you the May one for free. So make sure students know, especially if they take the bus, New Jersey Transit, that it's a great opportunity for them. I think I got it.
Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Veronica. So much good stuff happening. Other questions or comments? Yes, who do we have?
Andrea Siegel.
Andrea Siegel? Dr. Siegel?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. So there are all kinds of questions from people on the chat, and I'm just going to read them so you guys can, and gals and people can address them. Jackie DeLemos says, can we offer more shuttle buses from North Hudson to Journal Square earlier times? That's Jackie's question.
The answer is yes. My hope is to the extent that that's going to be helpful as we get the 75 spaces back in Union City. Maybe we can also hold on to PC Richards. Definitely, we want to make sure our shuttling system can be effective for people that need to travel from North Hudson, Union City to here. So I think that is one of the pieces of the puzzle that we haven't mentioned.
Thanks, Dr. Reber. So Christian Sanchez asked, will there be more than the quote unquote state minimum amount of disabled parking spots? Will there be more VIP reserved parking spots than disabled parking spots?
Nicholas, do you want to respond to that?
Yeah, and I can see the chat, Andrea, because I'm having a tough time hearing you. The number of disabled parking spots would follow the state guidelines, as we currently do now. And in fact, I think at the 70 SIP Avenue spot, I know we added one, which wasn't legally required to, but was important and Chris advocated for. So, you know, when we build 119 Newkirk, the plan would be to follow whatever the state guidelines are. And Christian, I know, you know, this has been a particular concern for you. I'm more than willing to sort of talk to you about it. What I would say, and one of my hesitancies in, you know, trying to be definitive about 119 is, you know, 119 is right now drawn up on the back of a napkin, right? So, you know, we have to demo the building, we have to then survey the space, understand how the stackers impact it. So it's a more complicated engineering. I don't want to sort of give out, you know, say we're going to have X number of spots until we now have the final drawings, since we have someone actually working on them. Yeah, go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, you know, obviously having ample parking for folks who have accessibility needs will be a top priority. And we will not only meet legal requirements, but we'll do everything we can to exceed them and to work with every student, faculty, and staff member.
The other
Needs
question
that
that's
work.
in the chat, Chris, is from Andrea. Andrea, I think at one of the previous meetings, we showed we did a presentation about a potential for building a parking deck. 119 Newkirk is not large enough on its own. We'd actually lose parking because of the ramps that were needed. We did take a look at and submit to the state EDA a proposal to take over 119 and number 11 school parking, as well as the 2 trailers, and building a multi-purpose building that included 250 spot parking deck. The cost of a parking deck right now in Journal Square is between $80,000 and $90,000. The building had a price tag of about $36 million. NJEDA is not interested at this point in looking at that. And quite frankly, we're not in a position to sort of pursue that because number 11 school is still doing its own evaluation with the Jersey City Board of Ed on what it wants to do with the trailers as well as its parking. So we sort of moved away from that and have really just focused on the property we control. And then the last question, I'm sorry.
Can I just say, though,
Yeah.
although that whole idea is not something we're letting go of. I mean, we're going to continue to see if and when there might be an opportunity to do more in that area with number 11 school.
And then there's another question from ITS about the Harrison parking. Just so everyone knows, we're going to continue to advertise it. We will continue to advertise it as a pilot program simply because after a number of months, probably after this, towards the end of this semester, we'll go in and actually do a real evaluation on the usage and the cost. And then, the administration working with the board would make a determination on moving forward. It's my expectation that the way it's currently being used, there's a real opportunity there to make this a, quote unquote permanent. But how, I do say permanent in quotes because we know the way things are permanent in general in Hudson County, especially in that area of Harrison. So I don't see that program going away, but we'll continue to push it as a pilot just because we really haven't done any evaluation of it. It just hasn't been up and running long enough. And we actually think the longer we wait, the more success that program will be able to show in that program.
Other questions?
Jennifer, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Jennifer?
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I have a few updates for transfer pathways. I'm looking at the time, so I'll be quick. We're really excited that this semester we will be doing campus tours with a few of our partner institutions. We will be visiting St. Peter's University, New Jersey City University, Kane University, Felician University, Rutgers Newark University, and Stockton University. A lot of students have signed up so far. We're super excited. There is a campus tour and an agenda with presentations. I am collaborating with Hudson Scholars. I'm also collaborating with EOF and the Business Club. And I am super excited for students to be able to meet faculty and staff and current students that are currently on campus so they could learn all things transfer. We will also be having 2 transfer fairs in the Journal Square campus. We will be providing a shuttle for students at the North Hudson campus. Since there is construction happening in the multipurpose room, we are unable to use it, so we will use the Journal Square campus in the G building. We have 14 plus institutions that will be coming to see our students, speak about scholarship opportunities, and also all the majors that are available to them. And also, we are very excited to offer a virtual campus tour. We will offer a virtual campus tour this semester and also a virtual transfer fair for our non-traditional students. We want to make sure that our students that are not able to be here during the day are also able to have these services offered to them. So I am super excited that we have new events and initiatives happening for our students. I'm also always asking students questions, want to make sure that they know all about all things transfer and they understand all about our articulation agreements and the great opportunities we have with our 4-year partner schools.
Thanks so much, Jen. You're making such great progress. We are under your leadership. We appreciate it. And now we have Michael Felice. He's usually up there right away.
Sure. Hi, Chris. I'd say I'd be quick, but I know you wouldn't believe me. So a couple of comments and maybe a suggestion or two. I agree. The College Service Day to me seemed especially good or exceptional. And the conversation about Hudson Scholars I thought was eye-opening in a lot of ways. And, you know, it reminded me of a working session almost, and having like time during those things for us to discuss and think on our feet. To me, I mean, if we could do more of that, that was really exceptional, having the time. I just want to say to Veronica, so the PA will be doing its speaking series again. We've worked with you on a number of those events, and it's always been good working with you, so you'll be hearing from us on that stuff. Just a comment, I know I've raised this before, and just faulty memory on my part where it went. I'm still in the gear and sprocket age, so having notifications on bulletin boards for student housing, jobs and stuff like that, that may not be done anymore. It may all be electronic, but I still think having some public notification, simple thing where people pin things up. I don't know if there's any legal issues with that, but I think for our students, having some kind of self-organizing communication about what's available for jobs or friends or contact and things would be really kind of helpful for them. To Natalia Vasquez-Botkin, on that DEI event, if we do bring our students there, I imagine we need to give you I think you said there's lunch. That's always a big draw. I don't want to overwhelm the activity, but how do we just notify you that we might be bringing a class, or how many? Do we give you an estimate of how many students might be coming? Yeah, just something simple. Okay. It sounds like a really, from union standpoint, excellent event. And I'd just like to hear a little more about the eCornell training. In my ignorance, I don't know what it is, but I certainly would like to hear. I think some of the faculty would like to hear more about that. In terms of achieving the dream, Heather was speaking about pre-nursing, nursing students. I'm sure you plan on it. I don't know if I didn't hear it or not, but I would certainly strongly suggest speaking to Dr. Sirhand Abdullah, who has been working with Catherine Sarangelo on a lot of these things. He's a wealth of information on that stuff. And I don't know what I scribbled on that, sorry. Sorry. And was that it? Oh, for the incarcerated students, I know we spoke about this, just want to know any updates for faculty training. So we'd like to hear on some of those things that we had spoken about, I think, together. And just one to Lisa on the transfer stuff with NJCU. This may not be relevant, but I just want to get it out there. I know for us, a number of years ago, some of the 6-year colleges sort of trimmed our sails by not accepting certain courses, which really cut down, I think, some of the really interesting classes here. There were women's studies and things like that. Not to take advantage of NJCU when it's on its knees, but in terms of negotiation, it'd be nice to see if we can get some of that back and really sort of, put a more, lively kind of set of courses there rather than just intro, and intros. And I think, yeah, that's probably all you need to hear from me. To Nick, and then for the, I want to thank the school. School was very responsive. Chris was very responsive on the 119 Newkirk and doing those testing and finally making the decision to move it out. That's much appreciated. With parking, there's always security issues. I didn't hear anything mentioned, not that you're not thinking about it, but keep that in mind. I know I and many other people here and security walk faculty and students sometimes to those places. They're pretty dark. To me, they're pretty scary. So I would just like to know if there's a kind of discussion about security issues. Thank you.
So thank you, Michael. Is that it? That's all? So on the last one, let me just say, yes, we remember we had the command center and the student center that is always staffed with cameras to virtually every facility, including every parking lot. And we do have an escort program. So anyone that needs an escort should contact, I think it's the command center, right? The public safety office. Here at North Hudson, I think we've now, this was an issue that's come up recently, but we now have that in place so that there's an escort service available there as well. Natalia or anyone, do you want to address the eCornell?
So Michael, I'll address the eCornell and the Christian Smalls. So Christian Smalls, we're trying to promote the sixth floor and really bring awareness to not just the gallery, but the artwork, the phenomenal artwork. There's a lot of new artwork up there that pertains to social justice, and also, you know, highlight our office. We're like way in the corner. We want people to come to the sixth floor. It's a gorgeous space. So we're going to use the atrium for this space, and also in the gallery, we're going to hold at capacity give or take 100, because Julio's gonna, like, you know, produce magic. And then we're gonna have spillage on the outside. So we can hold, give or take 200. We do expect a large crowd. If you're bringing a class, anything, you know, beyond 10 or 20, please email me just so that we know how many spaces we should reserve. Food, we want to be within regulations. So just let me know. It is a very large event. Christian Smalls, if you don't know, again, I encourage you to Google him. I'm sure you have been following along for the past 3 years. He is a heavy hitter in terms of, an individual coming to our school. And I want to also highlight that he was going to come here for free. Anna Kropitsky was just like, absolutely not. But he was going to, do it because this is just the advocacy work that he does. He's an amazing individual. He's personally my friend. And so I really encourage everyone to come out and support this individual. eCornell. Gosh, I've been harassing everyone personally through email, through like I see a lot of people like, yeah, not from my personal account, but from the DEI account. You probably receive an eCornell update almost every other day for the past 3 years, or 2 to 3 years. So it's concluding. Our contract with eCornell is coming to a conclusion this upcoming fall 2023. So eCornell is a DEI certificate program. It is offered for give or take 2 months in capacity. It is 4 segmented courses for 2 weeks, and they approximate 3 to 5 hours to dedicate a week to this course. Of course, you can, go a lot quicker if you dedicate, a single day. You can space it out. It's asynchronous, it's online, and it is a certificate program provided by Cornell University. So you receive a Cornell University certificate. Does not say eCornell in any way. It is industry standard. And I want to also allow Amala Ogburn to speak about this opportunity if she has anything additional to say. Amala handles a lot of the correspondence with individuals and with the signing up of individuals. So I really defer to her. Amala? Anna? Yes. So Anna Kropitsky just highlighted that eCornell is funded through the OSHI grant. We dedicated approximately 1,300 130K to securing a contract with Cornell University for approximately 166 participants. So the grant is going to conclude in the fall of 2023, and also our contract will conclude in 2023. But And we don't like to highlight this, if you do sign up for the eCornell program, you have approximately 36 months after to continue with the program. So even if you are, if you're past the fall 2023, you can still continue to take the courses as long as you were previously enrolled for the next 36 months. That is a, oh, yes, Amala?
I'm sorry.
Dr. Jones asked to date how many participants have completed the eCornell program?
66.
And so this is it's a nationally recognized certificate program, well respected. And I know that everyone that has taken it so far that has spoken to me has said it's been a really, really good experience. But it is work. It involves some commitment. Joe?
Hey, Mike, to answer your question about the bulletin boards. So at the North Hudson campus on the 4th, 5th, and 7th floors, we're going to have 2 to 3 bulletin boards on each floor that are going to be dedicated to, post flyers and other activities that are going on at the campus, in addition to the artwork and in addition to the digital signage screens. So we will still maintain 2, 3, about 7 bulletin boards on campus. So there'll be enough there for the students to get information. Thank you.
Michael, I guess it's a function of age, but I can identify with exactly what you're saying. I still highlight books. Did we answer, is there any other unanswered question? I'm trying to. Yeah, forget I said that. Heather, you look like you.
Let me touch base.
Okay, yeah, Heather's going to follow up on the faculty training. Okay, are there any other questions? Yes. Who do we have? Lisa?
Hi, Dr. Reber. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who was involved in getting the North Hudson parking situation straightened out a bit. I'm sure that you have heard, but with the pressure from the college, there is now permanent lights on in the lot, and I so appreciate the stepped up security. Caesar and Jack Quinn and everyone involved in making this happen. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it, and I know others appreciate it, I am sure too.
Thank you, Lisa. And we really do look forward to the new parking garage and the 75 spaces that'll be available there. Others? Yes. Christopher. Christopher was just appointed our permanent, nothing's permanent, but our continuing full-time web manager. Christopher, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, just as Dr. Chris Reber mentioned, I am going to be the official manager of Web and Portal Services. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who believed in me, and a special thanks to Nicole, ITS team, and everyone, and definitely a special shout out to Omar Williams, because he has really guided me, given me tips. I followed in his examples, and that's how we were able to continue with what the website that we have now today. So thank you so much. So a few updates. I know we're over time, but there is a few things that I do want to discuss. So we're going to have a new directory on the public website. It's going to replace the one that we already have there under About HCCC and Faculty and Staff Directory. So I just want all content owners to be aware that this is something that I'm pushing to have completed by the end of next month. So currently in the process, we are in the final phases. It's currently on our side before we give the go signal. And all the profiles and bios that are currently already there have already been transferred to our final test page. So before we go live, the website management team, core team, is going to be meeting next week to give the final review before we give the go signal, and hopefully we'll have that launched sometime next month. So this is also a good opportunity for me to say that we're trying and hoping to have everyone included into this new directory. So I encourage everyone to get prepare bios and professional headshots, send them to communications, and they send me the content, and then I will continuously add more bios and profiles to that new directory. Now, the other thing I also want to mention is that throughout the website, we still have terms of division, and we're trying to change that to schools. I did receive a handful of requests from content owners who want to change that. It hasn't happened yet because it's a big change, although it may sound little. But so what I did was I generated reports of each type of variant of ways that you can spell division, whether it be singular or plural, capital letter or lowercase. So I sent that all to Dr. Dow Jones. Me and him are working together, and then we're going to go probably have a small committee team to go over the pages and see which ones that we can replace on those pages and which one that we can't, because obviously division can mean multiple things. It can mean a department, but it can also mean the math term. So as easy as it may sound, it may not make sense if we were to replace it with school. So that's our strategic plan right now. And as I'm not sure if many of you are aware yet, but the 2022 and 2023 catalog is now available throughout the website. So you can easily access that by going to the main menu and clicking on calendars and catalogs, or you can simply type in hccc.edu/AD catalog. And that's pretty much all the main updates I have. So if you have any questions, you can email website@hccc.edu, or you can contact me directly at kfontanes@hccc.edu. Thank you.
Thank you, Christopher. Thank you so much. So we're hoping schools will start to develop their own identities, whether it's a seal or a logo or what have you, and we'll showcase all of that as it evolves. Maybe one more question if we have one. Anna?
Hi there. I wanted to, I was told there are a couple of questions in the chat that I can respond to. So one, I do want to remind, in terms of the, I think there was a question about mass transit expenses. So I do want to remind everyone that we have commuter benefits. So if you are using public transportation especially, there is a way for you to participate in a way that it's a pre-tax savings. It's very, I used to actually use it when I was working in New York City. You get a card, it's kind of like a credit card, and you use it for any expenses that you incur as part of the public transportation system. I do believe that also extends if you have paid parking. So John is not in this, so that's good. If you do use public transportation, at least for part of your journey here, I know some of you do the part or full, then please feel free to reach out to Carmen McGuire if you don't have commuter benefits set up. That may be a good alternative for savings for you. So that was one question. The other question, I believe, had to do with so for those who are, let's say, waiting for a parking spot and communications with supervisors. So I would encourage you, if you are sort of delayed, and just like any other day, for whatever reason, if you're delayed to report to when you're supposed to report, to keep your supervisor informed. And then whether it's by text or email or phone, whatever your normal course of business is, and maybe that's something for supervisors to make sure to communicate to their employees, the expectations in terms of those kind of communications. And then if there is a long enough wait or whatever the circumstances may be, whether it's an opportunity to have a discussion of maybe this is a day to work from home or to make other arrangements, perhaps changing your schedule. Again, it's an opportunity to have a conversation with your supervisor in a timely manner. So I would just encourage that. Those are the two questions. Thank you.
Okay, well, as always, feel free to reach out to any of us if you have questions or concerns or suggestions. And I'm sorry it's taken this long today, but I thought it was all really important information to share, and we'll try to keep the future meetings a bit more manageable. I'm remiss, though, I think Dr. Lee has left, and we'll celebrate this elsewhere, but we learned yesterday that Dr. Clive Lee is being recognized by the American Association of Community Colleges with their Excellence in Teaching Award, which will, yes. So have a great day, everybody, and thank you.